Alrighty, welcome back everyone. This is your host Ray Hansen. We are here at the 40th annual Texas Open in Round Rock, Texas, just on the north edge of Austin city limits. And this is a great match we got coming up for you here, winner side action. It's going to be James Davis Jr. and Ernesto Bayaua, the current national amateur champion. And joining me in the booth for this match, professional player Sean Putnam. How's it going, Sean? Doing all right today, sir?
Yeah, doing good, Ray. How you doing out there?
Doing great, man. Should be a good match, man. James Davis Jr. has been playing really well and snapped off the Janet Atwell fundraiser that we had just a few weeks ago over in Bristol, Tennessee. And James did a really cool thing. You know, when he won the tournament, he donated a third of the money back to the prize fund, and
really?
that was really cool, man. Considering James has been really tight on cash, after the staying out in Las Vegas for 6 months. That'll do it to you.
It really will. Did it to me.
All right. This should be a great match here. Looks like I can't tell until we get the break here if they've agreed to rack their own. If they have agreed to rack their own, for you viewers out on the internet, the 9 will not count in the bottom 2 pockets. This is race to 9. It's winner breaks format. We've yet to see any real packages here on the TV table. I was thinking we would see, some 3, 4, 5 packs. Last year we had an 8-pack by Benny Conway Jr. He just started stroking them. Well, they got a couple of balls down on the break. Do you like taking the magic rack out after the break?
Yes, every time. It's different than if you leave it on the table. It's just a different atmosphere than what you're normally used to, and it can catch your eye.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion about ball skid, and I saw some slow motion videos of ball skid happening. That Blake, I don't know why Blake's last name is eluding me, but his handle's Slow Mo Holic on the internet, and he did some slow motion video.
Well, I do know that skids only happen at a slower rotation of the cue ball, a slow speed, where you're just rolling the ball and trying to play simple and just trickle.
Right.
Simple to simplify the ball.
By looking at those slow motion videos, it looked to me like it had as much to do with it makes sense, the surface of the cloth and the ball contact point, as it does the cue ball contact point and the.
A skid happens when the cue ball, when the chalk leaves the tip of the cue and the chalk stays on the cue ball after you make contact with tip and cue ball. If the rotation rotates around perfect to where that chalk mark touches the object ball right at the contact point, it's like sandpaper, and it'll brush it and it'll throw the ball twice as much as it normally should. So you don't get any phenolic against phenolic brushing off. You actually get chalk against phenolic, so you're going to get a sandpaper-like brush. And that's why the ball skids so much when you do see a skid.
Well, I didn't think the cloth had as much to do with it.
No.
Until I saw that slow motion video.
Really?
When I saw the slow motion video, it made me start thinking more about maybe the surface of the table has some effect, has a bearing on it as well.
I've always been a firm believer it's just cue ball contacting the object ball, which it's the only thing that makes the ball skid.
Right.
Is cue ball touching the object ball. If you have a dirty cue ball, you have a higher risk for skidding. That's why when you see the pros breaking, they're always wiping the cue ball off before they put it down on the table to break. They eliminate all the chalk marks that are on the cue ball before they break the ball.
Right, and you even see a lot of places that don't have ball polishers. You see the players spinning all the balls on the rails a lot as well.
And some of them will clean them with their towel before they even start the match.
It's a tough match here for both these guys. I really don't even know how to call this one. They're both capable of winning this match.
I'm actually a little familiar with Ernesto. I've actually seen him in some tournaments before.
I think he played it at the on one of those pro events we had down in Louisiana, as a matter of fact.
I think so.
A little close to the rail here.
Yeah, you kind of want to touch rubber and bounce off just to make sure you don't get on the rail.
One of the things been seeming to affect a lot of the players is the speed of the tables. They seem faster than normal.
Some of the tables play different than the other ones. Some boing a little bit different. Some of the cloth's a little faster because the rails are boinging and making the cue ball react a little. It makes it look like the bed of the cloth is faster. They're all the same bed of cloth, but it's just some rails are boinging a little more than others. And again, that could be just airflow in the room where you get more airflow drying out a table than another table, more humidity on one side than the other. A lot of different factors.
Big opportunity for James here at missed 5-ball from Ernesto.
You really got to trickle these slow rolling ones because you can overhit them. Like he wanted to play that in the corner, he didn't want to play it in the side.
Yeah, exactly.
But he got away with it because there's a two-way there.
The year that Shane Van Bonen came over here and won this tournament, he had commented that the key here was controlling the speed of the cue ball off those rails. You know, and he was using a lot of draw drag and going into the rails.
Yeah. I think I got third in that tournament. Lost my first round, came all the way back and got third.
Was that same year?
Pretty sure, because I remember Shane being here.
Okay, that was the only year he was here. So yeah, that was
the only year I was here.
That was an amazing feat. I mean, that, to me, that's the talk of the tournament right there. You lost your first match to Rocket Rick Stanley.
Yep.
And came all the way back through the one-loss side
with no air conditioning.
I know. And then we have the last few years. It's been great in here. This year, it's really hot outside, and it really taxed the building here. It's hot again this year.
Oh, the roof heats up, the walls heat up, and it just radiates the heat inside, and there's really nothing you can do about it. They added some extra air conditioners in here, I see.
Yeah, we got about 4 air conditioners added.
Some portables.
It helps.
And again, we have over 200 people, spectators, in the room, so everybody here is generating 98.6 degrees. It's really hard to get that temperature down.
Yeah.
And an air conditioner can only pull 20 degrees lower than the outside temperature normally for a room. I think it's something like that.
Well, you would think adding 4 more big air conditioning units. I don't know what the tonnage is on those portables, but
he just installed a 10,000 unit,
10 ton
unit. Yeah, 10-ton unit on a roof. He said.
Wow.
Told me a couple days ago.
But it has been like 105 plus over here during the afternoon.
And with this Magic Rack, I really wouldn't. I don't see any reason why you would want to rack your own. If you're both using the Magic Rack, if you rack your own, you take the chance of lucking a 9-ball in.
Right. I agree.
So why? Yeah, if you're breaking, why would you want to rack your own and completely take that lucky 9-ball out of play?
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Because as you see, the 9-ball's still stuck right there anyways. It's not going anywhere. So it's not like anybody can set the rack on you and cheat.
Right.
There's no way to cheat with the Magic Rack, I don't think, yet.
We'll have to give Corey a call on that one.
Yeah, and everybody's going to be breaking soft anyways because it is a Magic Rack. You're trying to make the corner ball and you're trying to set up the one ball exactly like James Davis did.
The way Corey breaks the rack apart into a science, with that slow break that he came up with.
Oh, yeah. And this is the same scenario here.
Yeah,
James, he broke the balls perfect.
Exactly. Slow break seems to work really good.
Yeah. I won 9-0 earlier over there doing it.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's just so easy.
Any packages?
I think I ran a 3. That's about it. I ran a 2, ran a 3, I think. Got a couple safeties.
I think we should start a break and run contest for the stream table. Biggest package on the stream table wins the prize fund.
That's what it's going to turn out to be. Technically.
Right.
Wait till you see Warren Kemp could get up here later.
He was struggling a little bit. He played his first match here on the TV table.
Did he?
And he was struggling a little, but he still won. Played Brian Sanders. Well, Junior's in good shape here to take another one down.
And just come 2 rails around the 7. Give yourself enough area.
Well, without elaborating too much there, unless you want to, but has there been any word on the bonus ball? Anything? When we were all anxiously awaiting some sort of a power meeting that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, bonus ball met with some bigwigs in the sports television industry, and they're working some deals out hopefully right now to where we can get some primetime television out of the deal.
Yeah, those deals can take time sometimes.
They can.
Well, hopefully they'll put something together. Really, a lot of people seem to be starting to really get into it. As far as and watching it and the spectators.
It's a fun game.
I like the team concept a lot.
Yeah, it's very informative when the players start interacting with each other and telling each other how to shoot shots.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I always liked the idea of having a Scotch tournament with a pro and then an amateur player together, because the amateur player can really learn a lot from that scenario.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenarios you can do with bonus ball. It's almost unlimited.
Well, James got another one on the board. We'll get that scoreboard updated. It's 2-0, and he's got a little tougher rack here this time. That 6 ball, he's got it on top of the 2. Let's take a look at the side overhead and see if that 2 passes.
Yeah, billiard from the 2-6 goes, but it's a little tight. You might have to put a little inside English to spin it. He'd want to get over here on this rail.
It looks
Pretty
like
close.
3 rails maybe to come around.
Just want to freeze on this rail or just come off.
Oh, okay.
That's perfect. The thing is, with hitting the 2 first and glancing off the speed, you're going to have to hit the 2 ball too hard to actually make the 6. You can't control the 2 ball. And that's the problem right here. So you may want to go ahead and just hit it hard and actually play the 2 ball around the world. There it is.
Oh.
Yeah, see, that's pretty good right there.
Yeah, we missed it on the close-up, but the 9 ball almost fell in the pocket right there. And James Davis made a great shot.
Play a 2-way here. Just roll into the 9 ball with the cue ball. There, he's just going to go ahead and run them out.
Yeah, play it safe. They're too easy.
Yeah. He's underneath the 3. He's going to have to come around 3 rails. So make sure he gets straight in on the 4 ball. It's pretty good. Yeah, you can't go wrong here.
Ernesto concedes. Oh, sorry.
Both say the same thing.
In stereo. 3-0.
I kind of like conceding the ball. With a format like this, with 128 players and limited amount of time to get the tournament in, making people shoot the 9 just prolongs the tournament to where you're going to have a hard time getting all these matches in.
Right. The only conceding that I'm really against is when the players will drag 4 or 5 or 6 balls just so
I don't agree with that. No.
Just to not let their opponent get warmed up.
Yeah. The old Earl Strickland move.
Right.
Boy, I've seen him do that so many times. He'd rake in like 6 balls on the table. If a guy got perfect on the 2 or 3 ball,
really,
he'd rake in all the balls.
Yeah.
And then once that guy got up against a tough shot and he had to shoot it, he wasn't in stroke.
Right.
It's kind of a genius move on his part. He used to do it at the Akron Open in Starchers all the time. The Ohio State Open. When I was younger, I got to watch that.
Yeah. See, I don't like that. I think it's. That shouldn't be allowed. But yeah, if there's like a tap in, so, even if it's a tap in 8-9 or something,
I played Johnny Ervelino down in Florida once, and he did it all 9 games. I'd break, get perfectly straight, and he'd take his cue and rake them all in. I'd rack him, I'd break, I'd get perfectly straight on the ball, make a ball on the break. He'd rake them all in.
Really?
He really didn't care to play the match. He was just, he goes, "You're not going to miss anyways." Yeah, he was funny.
I don't know. I'm going to give you a chance to miscue or something.
Yeah, really. What a great guy Johnny Ervelino was. He taught me a lot about one pocket.
Did he have a nickname that he went by?
Not sure.
Shot.
Couldn't mistake him, though. He talked like he had that hole in his throat.
Oh, yeah.
He could be anywhere in the room, and you could hear him loud and clear.
Wow. It's kind of like Big Ed Ambrose we have from Waco up there. You can, if he enters the building, you know it. He has that voice that just cuts through the whole crowd.
3 to the 4 is the hardest part. He got on it pretty good.
Well, this year, James came to the table on rack 1, and then he ran rack 2, broken ran. Now, if he gets out here, there'll be breaking rack here. Now, would that be a 2-pack or a 3-pack?
It's a 2-pack.
Okay. Good to see James back here in Austin.
Oh, yeah. His dad just beat me in the Sunday night tournament for 4th place.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Dad's still playing good.
He does. He's a tough customer.
If you notice, everybody out there watching, like if I was to give James any advice ever to help his game, he's hitting the cue ball already in his follow-through. His arm's already passed straight down, vertical to the floor, and he hits the ball already in his follow-through just a little bit. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing wrong with it. He does it the same way every single time, but he's limiting his stroke ability because he's already passed and in his follow-through.
I see.
So that means the tip's already going down towards the bottom of the cue ball when he makes contact.
Gotcha.
If he's aiming.
And how would you fix that?
I'd have him move his hand back on his cue a little bit. Maybe even put a hair tie or a piece of tape a little bit farther back from where he normally grips the cue.
Like for practice?
Yeah, for practice, not during a match.
Yeah.
But you really have to retrain your muscle memory a little bit because it's only about 2 inches that he's hitting the ball already in his follow-through.
Mm-hmm.
But for everybody out there listening, your arm should be straight up and down when you make contact with the cue ball. Ernesto's just itching to get back at the table. And that's the thing with these magic racks. Sometimes you feel like you can't get back to the table.
Junior's off to the races here.
Yeah, he made a pretty good shot in that 3-ball.
Now, I think I may have miscalculated. We might be on a 3-pack already here.
Yeah.
So I think that first rack was where Ernesto had missed that shot.
Might be right.
So we finished that. Now we got a 3-pack to work, and this will be a 4-pack if you can get out here. I think Junior's glad to be back in town here. One thing he did comment on is he missed the dry climate. It's so muggy here, you know. Very humid here.
Yeah, it is dry out there. I'm still living out there in Vegas, but not for long. Money ran out, and I can't pay the bills anymore. So.
All right. It's brutal.
Time to break the lease on the apartment and probably move here to Austin.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to hear about all you guys that had, leases.
Yeah.
No, Brandon and Jesse were in the same boat.
Yeah, they sure were.
All right, James Davis Jr. with a 4-pack.
Here's where a lot of the thinking comes in when a player starts actually thinking about the score and having a 5-0 lead. It's hard to not think about that.
Right.
But the super pros will be able to block that out easier and just play rack by rack and not think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
The middle ranked pros are gonna think about it once in a while and sometimes get over it. And your amateurs, it's gonna eat us up at this time right here.
Right.
Because you get a little bit antsier. Your arm gets a little bit freer stroke and adrenaline starts moving a little bit more.
Definitely. Oh, is he going to have a shot on the 1-ball here?
He is, but tough shape. When shape's too hard, think of the safety. And if the safety's too hard, swing at the ball. At least go down swinging. I knew it was going to be tough to get shape on this. You got it, though.
Caught a window.
He did get the window. He thought he was coming out on the other side of the 4-ball, I think.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's what I would have thought, too.
Yeah.
It just slid on the side rail a little bit and tightened up. This shot here, you just treat like a 9-ball and you just roll it in. Go back and forth across.
Yeah, he wants to be careful on this 6-ball. He don't want to get behind the 6-ball.
I don't think he's going to go with follow. He's going to go on top of it. Just hit it with a little follow and go across and back across. Perfect. Spending that time in Vegas helped him a little bit.
Definitely.
Looks like he's in stroke.
Playing for the rent money will get you there, too.
Really will. As far as if Bonus Ball gets a major television deal, I think with me having to break my lease, I would have burned my bridges out in Vegas with getting another apartment. I don't have the startup money to get going again.
Yeah, that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah,
what players can afford to fade all the things.
I'm going to be screwed pretty bad.
Yeah.
If we have to start up out there again, and
it'd have to be a sweet signing bonus or something.
Well, I'm going to have to do a lot of plane tickets and hotel bills and everything else.
Right. Well, I said it from the beginning that at the very minimum, all of you guys were going to end up a lot smarter out of the deal.
Yeah. I'm not smarter, but I'm more pissed off. I put everything I had into Bonus Ball.
Yeah.
I kind of like pushed all in.
Well, you weren't alone.
Yeah, I know. I don't look at it like that, though.
Doesn't make it any better.
I know. It's hard to worry about other people when you're eating ramen noodles and bologna sandwiches.
Well, this is awesome, man. Junior's working on a 5-pack here.
And I like how he's walking around the table, and he's not rushing anything.
Right.
He's looking at the contact point. He's walking around the table the opposite way. He's giving every shot what it deserves, the respect it deserves. Kind of like Johnny Archer, how he does it. He walks a little slower around the table.
Yeah.
Just takes every ball one at a time.
James Davis Jr. sponsored to the Texas Open here by Tracy Whitney and High Pockets Billiards out in Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to Tracy, man. Tracy's an awesome guy, man. I tell you what, he's going to have that guy does all he can for all the players he can.
Really?
And he's one of the most awesome people I ever met in pool. And really does a lot for so many guys and other pool rooms even. He helps the other pool rooms promote their events. I've seen him at I see him at the competitors' pool room helping run the tournament.
Well, that's what we need in pool. This isn't a fight, one tournament over top of another tournament type of deal. If everybody works together, your event does great. Their event does great. Everybody makes a living.
Yeah, it kills me when events are stacked on top of each other. It's not about the event or the promoters. It's about the players. You got to make the opportunity as good as possible for the players, and then everything else falls into place. If you guys are doing well, man, everybody's happier. It's going to be a lot more fun.
Oh yeah.
It's no fun when
the more money we make, the more money gets spent in the pool rooms. The more gambling goes on, the more fun the spectators get to watch.
The more things you can get involved with.
If you watch James Davis's eyes while he's at the table, his eyes haven't left the blue surface of the cloth. You don't see him looking around the room. You don't see him checking out what's going on around him.
Bump the
That's
7.
all right. Just
bump the 7.
As long as you tell your opponent.
Yeah, Ernesto flagged me just to put it back. It's all good.
And you should put it back because it's blocking. It's blocking position. So if you left it there, he's just going to play a 2-5 combo.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's going to have to really hit this position perfectly.
Hit it good. A little lucky there with the 6. Probably wanted to go to the end rail and play the billiard on the 2-5 with some speed and draw the cue ball out.
Well, it's really cool to see, but unless you're the guy in the chair that's watching this happen to you, it's cool to see a package put together. All right, I tell you what, the next match here. We've got to figure out which one it's going to have on the TV table.
You want to figure this out?
How about I put it to the viewers?
All right.
All you out there on the internet, I'm going to read these off to you. You let me know who you'd like to see. We got here's our choices: Eric Brown versus Chris Baggett, Patrick Hill versus David Henson, Mi Win and Tito Fernandez, Hillbilly versus Cesar Arachiga, Bob Piles and Cesar Garcia, Tommy Lopez and Flip Edwards, Tommy Tokoff and Philip Tu, Amanda Lampert and Gail Eaton, Tracy Volkering, Ming Ying, Veronica Perez and Natalie Manns, Emma Stewart and Kim Margino, Cindy Cole, Kim Sanders, Keely Tatum and Tom Trin. Tam Trin. All right, those are our choices there. So if you have any input on that, post it up in the chat room, and we will put that match up. We got one vote, Amanda. I do like watching Amanda play. She's fun.
I'm voting for Hillbilly's match.
Oh yeah. He played his last match on the TV table.
Oh, he did?
So I don't think we're going to get him out here again. So real quick, one more time, Eric Brown and Chris Baggett, Patrick Hill and David Henson. Little David, he's won this in the 2006 Texas Open. Me Win and Tito Fernandez. Me Win, that's who helped me get started in the streaming business. And Tito Fernandez is Lewis Jones' sidekick there. Hillbilly and Cesar Arachiga. Bob Piles and Cesar Garcia. Tommy Lopez and Flip Edwards. Flip's out of Amarillo. Tommy Tokoff and Philip 2. Amanda Lappert and Gail Eaton. Tracy Volkering and Ming Ying. Veronica Perez, Natalie Manns, Emma Stewart, Kim Murray, Margino, Keely Tatum, Tam Trin, Cindy Cole, Kim Sanders. Those are our choices.
And Patrick Hill is the current Texas State Open Scotch doubles champion with Kim Pierce.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. And he's playing Little David. That'll be a very challenging match. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that one.
Your local hero, David Henson.
All right, it'll be Little David Henson, and Patrick Hill.
Yeah, I got to commentate that match with Pat Hill and Kim Pierce for the Texas State Championship.
Cool.
It's pretty good.
All right, James Davis Jr. Now, man, I got distracted with picking the match here. Did he get out that last match? Was it a run out, or did Ernesto shoot? Help us out,
from the
viewers.
2-5, I didn't see it from the 2-5. I was trying to pick the matches here.
It looked like he was getting out. Okay, break and run confirmed.
He ran out, yes.
6-pack. Got a 6-pack working.
What were you just saying about seeing a big package on this table?
I know, right? There it is.
I think you should put an over-under number on the 9 balls on the break on the TV table.
Yeah, we need to do something. I'm going to start some contests like that. I think that'd be fun.
Because a 9 ball on the break is almost impossible with the Magic Rack.
Right.
So I think if you put the over-under like 2 for the whole tournament. They did it at the World Championships one year.
Was it fun?
They made the over-under 7.
All right, well, that's it. 6-pack for Junior and Ernesto Bayaua. Comes to the table for the first time.
Great run.
6 racks.
And then you got to come to the table with a 90-degree.
Brutal, man. It's a brutal.
Tell you what, you really have to come with a great safety here after that, because you got to get back to the table with a makeable shot, and the 2 doesn't bank.
So how do you like this shot, Sean?
This is rough because if you thin it on the right hand side and leave it up table and sell out, you're gonna just give another easy safety right back to him. It's all right, but
can you see enough to bank it? That's why I can't tell.
Yeah, he can definitely see enough to bank it. But will he?
Shot.
Man's in stroke. I love these kind of angles because it's just rolling the ball. He's going to put the cue ball over by the chalk where it is. You roll it one rail, bounce off the second rail.
Stayed up top.
Yeah, that was a little bit of fear of scratching there on letting the cue ball go. You really had to trust that it's going to take that angle and get past the side pocket. He actually just underhit it. He wanted to play it in this corner over here and just go back a little further across the table. But if he'd have played at the 1 rail, he would have kept a natural position to get on the 6 ball real easy. So he would have taken a lot of trouble out of the run for himself. And right here, you just let your cue ball go around 4 rails. Just center ball, roll it, instead of dragging it 2 rails, because there's a little bit of blingy rails. Well, he elected to go soft. I don't like that. You can overhit it.
Yes, you called
That's
it.
exactly what he did. If he'd have just hit it center ball, came around the 9, side rail, bottom rail, he'd have come out below the side pocket, and he'd have been straight in. Shot that a little fast, didn't he? Got down and 2-stroked it. Giving a safety the same respect you give shooting a ball in the hole is a big plus. Just because you're not shooting a ball in the hole doesn't mean you don't give it the same respect and the same amount of care and time and effort that you put into shooting balls in the hole. Nick the titty going down.
Wow, sure did.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and it came all the way back down, leaving Junior a shot on the side.
He hit it perfect. That corner might be sticking out just a hair. You just don't know.
Yeah, it could be that. You know, that rail has to be set up perfect to run that past the side pocket like that with the speed that he hit it.
Good shot.
Good job getting around the 9 ball.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ernesto concedes. It's 8-0. James Davis Jr. with his 6-pack.
This was a little bit of a tough draw for James Davis, and he's making it look very easy. The funny thing is, if James Davis was playing Van Boning right now, it'd be the same thing. He's just playing great pool.
Right.
Doesn't matter who he's playing.
Yep, exactly. I don't know if you caught the video on my YouTube channel, but when James defeated Shane at the hot seat match down at White Diamond Billiards.
No.
James won the hot seat, and Shane came back and double dipped James. But I'll tell you what, James had the tournament won, but he scratched on the break twice in a row, and it's alternating breaks.
Oh wow!
So Shane won both of those racks, and then both the ones in between, and that put him the win.
That's strong.
James was up 5-2 in the final set. When that, you know.
That's hard to swallow sometimes, don't it?
Oh man, it's brutal.
A little short. The good thing is there's no work here. You just roll it in and go back and forth.
Shot.
You know what kind of cue James is playing with?
I don't. I know James doesn't have a cue right now. He's actually, that cue is on loan, and he is looking for a cue sponsor right now. And he will probably have a cue in his hands here before long. Keeps playing like this.
He moved his body a little bit before he pulled the trigger. He anticipated pulling the trigger a little bit.
Well, again, Ernesto's coming to the table with not a whole lot here.
thin this and put the cue ball behind the 7 ball. Or bank it in. Looked like he was jacking up to bank it in. You think with all that's going on up in New York, it kind of limited the amount of champions that came down here?
Good safety.
Really good. Another good safety. Didn't put enough stroke behind it.
That's I was going to say, it seemed like he let up a little bit on it.
Little deceleration. Oh boy. And that should do it.
He concedes James Davis Jr. 9-0 over the current U.S. amateur champion Ernesto Bayaua. Hell of a match there. All right, Sean, enjoyed it, sir.
Thank you very much.
And stay with us, folks. We're going to have more action coming your way right here from the 40th annual Texas Open. Don't go away.
And also in Emerald Bay's, you have the full bar, where you have a full kitchen. We serve anywhere from finger food to steak dinners every night. We're known for our Emerald Burger. You can really enjoy yourself down here. If you want to come out and just shoot pool with your family one night, or you want to come out here and gamble, you'll find a game over here anytime you want.